So we've just come back from Lunch, which is a coffee shop and food to go trade show that happens every year in London. Each year at these trade shows, there seems to be more and more of a focus on automation in the hospitality industry. And this year was no different. So what you just saw there was a demonstration of the Magrini Milkbase, which is one of those automatic machines that was on display this year. It's designed to dispense perfectly steamed, textured milk right into your barista's jug, ready for them to pour a beautiful latte art pattern. This is an area of the coffee machine market that is definitely rapidly growing, and we had a few interesting questions about the machine on the day. So let's talk a little bit more about the Magrini Milkbase and whether this category of machine, an automated milk steaming machine, is something that your business should be thinking about. So essentially what the Milkbase does is completely takes away any involvement of your barista to perfectly steam and texture the milk. But they can choose the right settings to perfectly craft all of their drinks that they're looking for on their menu board. So you can have different textures for your flat white and your latte and your cappuccino, and all you have to do is press a button and you'll get the same recipe every single time. So what that kind of system is great for is if you have one person on your team that is in charge of dialing in the grinder and setting the right texture for your milk, and then the rest of the team can just do everything easily, and that person can come back every now and then and make sure everything is still dialed in. You can jump into the settings and then configure all of your recipes, and you can adjust things like the level of foam, the temperature, and the speed at which the milk is dispensed into the jug. When all the settings are configured and everything's ready to go, it's as easy as just pressing a button and you'll get perfectly textured milk every time for all of your different recipes on your menu. So this isn't the first time that we've seen automated milk steaming machines, but the technology has really come on in the last few years. So you used to have machines like the Perfect Mousse, which would still use milk inside a jug, but it would take on the role of the barista in steaming the milk properly. And that's really developed into this kind of technology now where the milk is being dispensed straight into the jug, already hot and steamed perfectly. Magrini isn't the first to do this with the Milkbase. You have other machines like the Uber Milk, which also dispenses steamed milk straight into the jug, and the 1.5 step milk technology on Eversys machines that we're big fans of, which do the exact same thing. We're also really excited to try the Milk Pal, which is a new machine by Marco, which seems like it's going to be a direct competitor to the Uber Milk and the Milkbase as well. So it definitely seems like automation is being embraced by the coffee machine industry, and that's a great thing for the consumer because as more competition enters the race, technology keeps improving and prices go down. So the burning question is, who is this kind of machine for? What businesses should be thinking about investing in this kind of machine? And when something new enters the market, you really have to think about whether it's going to solve the problems that you're facing as a business. So the primary reason that you might want to invest in a machine like this is if you're struggling with maintaining a high level of skill in your team of baristas. Investing in a milk steaming machine like this will ensure that all of your staff are able to serve perfectly textured milk drinks every single time. This reduces the learning curve for latte art, meaning you'll serve not just better tasting, but also better looking coffees, along with ensuring consistency between baristas and also across sites as well. So you'll be tasting the same exact coffee on different locations and every day of the week. Another benefit of a machine like this is that it could help you reduce wastage from your coffee. So it's quite difficult to steam manually the exact right of milk that you need for a coffee. Smaller drinks in particular are quite known for being difficult to steam if you're only using a small amount of milk. And over 300, 400 or 500 cups a day, that little bit left inside your jug can add up to a lot of wasted money on milk. And the final reason might be speed as well. So having the machine dispense milk for you means the barista can be doing other things, like taking the payment or preparing the portafilter and brewing the coffee, which when you're busy could really help speed up service. Not every business needs this kind of machine though. Well-trained baristas have been doing absolutely fine by themselves for decades now. So it's definitely worth considering whether this is actually a machine that you're going to need. And there's a few more things to think about if you're really considering picking one up for your business. If you already have a bean to cup machine that's steaming milk to a perfectly good standard, or your baristas are absolutely comfortable enough in steaming it themselves manually, then you probably don't need a machine like this. It's just another thing that's going to be taking up space on your bar. It takes up about the same amount of room as a grinder. And it's also another thing that your baristas need to be aware of when it comes to cleaning. And you're also going to have to make sure that you've got space either underneath the counter or next to the machine for your milk fridge. And you're going to have to keep that topped up and replenished throughout the day. And you also need to bear in mind that this machine is usually only good for steaming one type of milk. So you can do either dairy or a non-dairy alternative, but you can only really do one at a time. So that was just a few thoughts on the Magrini Milkbase and other automatic milk steaming machines. If you feel like this kind of machine is something that your business could benefit from, then don't hesitate to get in touch with our team. Just head to bridgecoffeeroasters.co.uk. If you like the video, then subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.